Hello everyone, and welcome back to another writing video. Super fun, super exciting, super chic. I wasn't planning on doing one of these immediately, like, back to back with my other writing video, but don't do nothing. I was not going to do one of these videos so quick back to back to my other two writing vlogs, especially because the last thing I just posted was my video about my outline, but it seems to be doing pretty well, so I thought I would do another one because I love writing, and if they're doing well, I'm gonna keep posting about it. Today we are working on a few different things, which usually is not the way this goes, but one, I am going to work on my project that I have started drafting. It's the same one that I outlined and was working on the outline video. That undertaking of a novel project is my main focus right now, and I've been drafting it and working on it, and I'm just over, well, let's see before I give you a number. Okay, I'm just over around 11,000 words for this draft. I've been working on it since I finished the outline the second week of January, but I've been writing kind of slowly because I'm not writing consistently, but that is my main priority, so that's writing piece number one. Number two is I want to start a new short fiction piece. There's a literary conference that we have at my university that's coming up, and I've never submitted to it before, so I think that I'm going to start brainstorming some ideas for that today. But I am probably going to start with my current work in progress and crank out half hour of work. 45 minutes is what I would shoot for, is doing two 45-minute sessions, so one on this and one on my short fiction project, but we'll see. Sometimes my planning sessions take a lot longer than I give myself writing sprints for, because whenever you just start drafting, you can kind of say, okay, set the clock for this amount of time and I'm going to write for this amount of time and then be done with it for the day or for the time being or however long you have. But sometimes whenever you're trying to work through certain pieces, it takes longer because you have to get on the right mindset and the right track to configure what you're looking for. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's get writing. Okay, it's me again. It's the next day, and I'm back with more. Sorry, my cat is looking at me from atop my bookshelf in a gargoyle-like way, because she's weird like that. Hold on, let me show you. She looks like a freaking gargoyle, dude. Anyway, it's 9 o'clock. It's 9:30 o'clock, and I haven't written. I've been home. Could have written, haven't written. What's new? Hey, what is new? If you're a writer, then you know. Time to write, never gonna do it. Then you're sitting there, you're oh, I have no time to write. Just so terrible. How will I ever go on? And then you are I will just crave the days that I have the ability to write again. And then you don't use them. But today we are. It's just a little bit later than I would like. So last night I only worked on my work in progress. Tonight I think I'm gonna work on my short fiction piece and start outlining it and figuring out what I want to do. I got a glimpse of an idea earlier today, because now I'm trying to brew new ideas instead of continuously putting myself in the same world. And the song Not Allowed by TV Girls is giving me some inspiration, specifically because of the line that everyone knows. But if you don't know it, chances are you've heard it before. But the line is, I hope we're still friends, yeah, I hope you don't mind. And I thought that that was a really good line to use, because my short fiction always kind of explores something like that, some kind of relationship like that. So, where it's kind of a relationship that I haven't explored yet in short fiction but want to. I have explored a lot of familial relationships. I've done brothers and sisters and cousins, and I feel I don't know if I've talked about this before, but parallel relationships that mirror each other, so two girls, two boys, that is something that's really interesting to me because I think that there's a lot to be explored there. I personally don't have a sister, so I don't know. I have a brother, which is a very different like dynamic, and I do think that they each bring something new to the table. I'm thinking I want to explore two female friends, which it always gets a little hairy for me because I start to like want to pull on like personal experiences, and the more I do that, the less I feel like my writing is fluid. However, maybe it would work for this situation. I'm also getting like reality TV vibes of some kind. Don't ask me what they are yet. Don't ask, because I don't have an answer for you. Gun to head, no answer. What? Okay, anyway. I also want to say that today, on February 20th, I just hit 100 subscribers. This is editing Emily. After I filmed this, someone unsubscribed. So if that was you, just hit that button, because I've been at 99 for weeks. Do you know what that does to a person to hit 100 and then it goes back down to 99? I don't even make money off of this. Like, it's a joy thing. That feels intentional. That feels targeted. That feels like someone did it out of spite. I don't care. But it's just funny. Like, someone, hey, subscribe. If you're not subscribed. Subscribe. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but to me it really is, because I've been posting on YouTube since I've been in high school. I've not been posting very consistently, and it wasn't until like this week that things really like picked up. Like I gained like 10 subscribers this week, and my writing vlog, my outline writing vlog, did so well, and I don't really know why, because I don't think the writing community is very big. But yeah, so that's cool. Probably work on my long form fiction, like on my novel as well, but it's late, so I think I'm gonna only work on my short fiction tonight and then work on my novel tomorrow. Okay, let's get to writing. While I'm trying to get everything organized for me to start writing, I thought that it would be a good time for me to tell you guys a little bit about how I like start these processes, because I haven't really done that before. Starting writing processes is always very different for me depending on the project, because I feel like they come to me in very different ways. Sometimes it comes to me in like I've done different things, and so it's never the same. But there are things that I always do. I always make a Pinterest board, and I always make a playlist. And the playlist I don't listen to specifically just while I'm writing. I also listen to it while I'm like going places, if I want to like think about the idea. Like if I'm driving home, I put the playlist on and I listen to it the entire way. And some of them I start just like straight up like drafting, and some of them I like have to like outline. Some of them come in like short like blurb snippets, some of them come in bullet points. It really depends. Right now I think my plan, which is not really a plan, but I'm gonna listen to Not Allowed by TV Girl on repeat until I can kind of think of other songs that would fit that vibe, and work off of that to create something. So yeah, we're gonna work on like maybe a Pinterest board of some kind, maybe a probably mostly like a Google Doc, where I can like, yeah, maybe not a Pinterest board just yet, but because I don't like saving things too early, because if the vibe changes completely, I don't really like that on the board. But I'm probably doing some like short like blurbage stuff, like doing some outlining, maybe some like light drafting, and seeing what happens and where it goes, because I'm not sure. I never know. It's a great thing about being a writer is that you have no idea where you're ever being taken. Absolutely ever. I'm not going to do a time-lapse video. I think I'm going to do one of these, like just... Okay, I've changed pants. You couldn't see my pants before, but now you get to see these, and they're fun, and they come with a matching like top, but I wasn't gonna put that on right now because I was working still. It's low-key been so many days since I last updated, but to be fair, you haven't missed anything because it's been so many days since I have written, and I don't really feel like writing at all right now. However, I told myself that that is exactly why I should. I tried to write yesterday and my creativity was just literally in the toilet. It was so bad. I like pulled up my like short fiction doc because I was trying to start something new from the one that I was telling you about last time. And I started it and I was like, I don't know where this is going and I really don't care. But today the creativity is flowing quite fruitfully because I had to write an 8-line scene for my class and I thought it was a lot better than what I was going to come up with. So I consider that a win, and I'm not counting that as my writing today because it was not work. It was an assignment. Anyway, I'm scrapping my short fiction piece, at least for now. I hate like trying to think of a short fiction piece. Forcing one just it never freaking works, dude. It never freaking works. However, both the ones that I was working on I felt like had really good lines. Like there were lines that I was writing that I was like, that's pretty good. But I feel like they're going nowhere. All this to say, oh, you can't see it. The fuck. This. No, fuck. This. We're back to this. You don't know what this is? It's my trusty outline for my novel. And I need to work on it because I need to. Because I need to work on it. So I'm gonna write for until 5 o'clock, which is like 30 minutes. So I may write longer because usually an hour is like a good sweet spot for me. Maybe some people think that that's like not enough time or whatever, but my life is busy. And writing for an hour I think is pretty good. 30 minutes sometimes is like a little bit too early, like I like just hit the precipice of something at like 30 minutes, but sometimes that's all I have time to do, so it depends. The last time I wrote was the 19th, and today's the 26th, so like last week. At least I'm writing, okay, like at least I'm writing, and I've written more in February than I have in January, and I consider that a smashing success in my eyes. Let's get writing. We're still on, we just started part 3. Oh, my beloved, a before part. I love these. I'm not gonna do a time lapse. Okay, my phone's about to die, and she'll probably combust if I do another time lapse on her right now. It's just not a good day for her. So, don't worry about it. You don't need it. Like, you know what I'm doing. And if you want a reenactment, I'll give you one. Hold on. This is a reenactment of what I'm doing if we had a time lapse. That's it. That's all you would be missing, so you're not really missing anything. Okay. Hello. It's a new day. I'm in a new shirt. It's a day after my last clip. I didn't update last night because I ended up getting waylaid into doing stuff with a friend of mine. I had to go pick her up, and then I had some other plans for the evening. So I ended up writing but not updating all of you, and I didn't write that much, but it's something. So our total word count right now is 13,702. So I only wrote like 2,000 words during this vlog, but writing is writing, and I'm not gonna sit here and be mad about how much I get out because I'm at least putting an effort into my project, and that is the only thing that matters to me. So I finished one of the chapters of the like before scene, like in the first before part, and now I'm working on the second chapter, which I think is moving a little bit slower just because it's something that is important, but I'm just not as interested in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not really what I want to be writing right now, and technically I could go back and write it later, but I'd rather just have it done and write in chronological order and then go back and like beef it up later, which is kind of what I'm planning on doing with all of this, is like writing it all, seeing what my final word count is. I want it to be somewhere around 75,000 words. Who's to say if that's what it'll be? I don't want it to be much shorter than that, so if I don't reach that, then I'm probably going to go back through and beef it up. And obviously I'm going to do that anyway because there are things that I know are necessary that are not in here right now because I don't have the full thing done and I'm just ready to like put all that I have out there and then go back and like edit That's what editing is for. I like blurbed in the outline, and a lot of my blurbs that I wrote in the outline I love, so I'm taking them and like inserting them into the draft, which is really nice. I think that that helps me in some aspects because I really loved like the vision that I had in the outline, and I feel like it's transferring really well. So that's a win. I'm not even worried about word count, I'm not even worried about anything, but I feel like the essence and the vibe of the story from when I started the outline, when I found like my cadence in the outline, once I finished the outline, and now is all the same. And that is a really hard feat to do because I really loved the vibe and I feel like I'm capturing it in the exact way I wanted to. So I'll share a line that I wrote that I like from my writing yesterday. All the Sparks boys had were cars. When everything in his life seemed to fall away, Cab had a car. When his grandfather hit him with a bottle or drunkenly jostled his bedroom door at night, he could leave and go up to the garage. When his brothers as children used him as BB gun target practice, he could duck their shots and crouch behind tires. When he needed to find himself again, he went to an old truck out in the field, weeds all overgrown around it, and sat in the driver's seat. It was windowless, and on a nice day, he'd sit in there and read for hours, an unconventional tan line forming on his arm and half his face. That is just a nice description. Well, it's not nice. It's really sad, actually, and not good, but it's a description of why one of my characters loves cars. And that is a big part of the book. So I'm glad he likes cars, because if he didn't, he wouldn't be here in the book. So, okay, that's enough of that. We're gonna save this. Alright. Thanks for joining me here on this little lovely corner of the internet for today's writing video, and I hope to see you all later. And if you're writing anything cool or working on anything cool, let me know. I'd love to know a little bit about it, and we can connect and be friends. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.